Good morning, everybody. I hope everybody is doing well. I hope you are going to enjoy this video. It is going to be my January cash roundup, cash count up, seeing where I am in my sinking funds, see what progress I have made so far in the first month of 2025. If you are new, I hope that you'll consider subscribing and join this amazing budgeting community. And to all my returning subscribers, a huge thank you. As I'm recording this, I am at 192 subscribers. My goal is to get to 300 this year. The reason for that is I'm kind of feeling like I'm doing all of this work and there's really not much engagement in YouTube, which is a bit demoralizing. Obviously, I love to support others. I'm not good at self-promotion, never have been, but yeah, I would hope to get to 300 if I'm feeling like this is just not working anymore when I am done paying off my debt, which actually hopefully should be by the end of June, if not even sooner. Then I might just quit doing these videos altogether. I will still engage obviously with the channels that I love to engage with and encouraging others, but yeah, time will tell, I guess. So yeah, if you could share this video and send it out, I would be eternally grateful. So yeah, let's get into it. I'm going to start out. I have my laptop off to the side. I track everything on spreadsheets. It's just easier for me. It does the automatic calculations for me. So I'm going to start with some online accounts. So you will never see them in any of my binders, which is okay. But I am going to start out with my vehicle account, which is obviously meant for anything vehicle related. I am saving up for a set of winter tires that I will need to purchase coming up in the fall. So that is my main goal. So at the end of December, I had $974.80 in there. And at the end of January, I have $1,046.26. So I do earn a little bit of interest, but it was up $71.46. I am budgeting $35 a paycheck. That automatically goes to that account after payday, so the day after payday. And so yeah, it's up. Next up is household, which I've kind of designated kind of in the latter half of 2024 as anything household related. So whether it's buying toilet paper, paper towel, if I need to maybe do like a bigger like spice buy, let's just say if I had to buy a whole bunch of spices or something. So things like that. At the end of December, I had $6.59 in here, as it was depleted. And at the end of January, I have $4.60. So I did have money that did go in here from my January paychecks, but I needed to stock up on some stuff. And it looks like I'm actually, so like I needed to stock up on some soap. I actually should be good for soap for the entirety of the whole year, as well as some wallflowers. I should be good for the next year as well. I do need to buy some toilet paper. I'm not out, but I do like to have obviously some around, just because I work from home like 5 days a week. So yeah, using a little more toilet paper. So yeah, that might come out, some might come out in February, and then more money will go back in. So hopefully I'll have even more in February. So next up is Christmas, which I start saving for in January. So I had $0 in the end of December because I just completely cleared out the account. I didn't roll over anything. And again, this money goes after every paycheck into an account, and it has $40 in there. So yes, I'm happy to say, yes, I am already starting to save for Christmas. This is, I think, maybe my third or fourth year starting it. It takes the stress off. I have been able to purchase items long before even November or December thanks to this. Like when some stores or online shops do Christmas in July, if I see something I really want for somebody, I can just take the money, and guess what? I already have the gift. So I highly encourage you to do that. Next up, I'm going to start out in these binders. So this is sort of like my high priority, as well as sort of my everyday, not every day, but every month or so expenses. So I have hair, which is for my hair appointment, and my hair appointment is actually at the end of February. At the end of December, sorry, I had $50 in there, and I should have 100, but let's double check. 50, 70, 90, 95, 100. So it will get some love on 2 more paychecks, and then it will go down, and then it will be built back up again. So my hair is up $50, which is great. My nail appointment, my next one, I just got them done recently, but the next one is at the end of February, but at the end of December, I had $15 in here, and I should have 30, so 10, 20, 30. So we are up 15, $30 is the amount of the appointment. So, and I do use cash for both. Beauty had Beauty had $15 at the end, at the end of December, and it has 0 in there. I did use my Sephora gift card online, so I just had to pay some of the difference, which wasn't too bad. I got a couple actually skincare sets on sale. They were on sale plus on sale, so like an extra coupon. So definitely glad I did that. Next up is clothing, which at the end of December had $70, and we now have 5, 10, and 15. So there was, on the shopping channel, that is part of the reason why I was in debt, but my shopping channel, which is a home shopping network in Canada, I do buy certain things from there, certain brands. I am way more selective about what I buy. I don't just impulse buy anymore. I'll let it sit in my cart. I'll think about it for a few days. But they had these sandals on from Clark's, which were on sale, like super good amount. They are nice and cushy. They're great for like walking around. They had them on for $30 a pair. So I bought 2 pairs. And during that time, I think that was kind of, it was like the postal strike had already ended, but TSC was still shipping via courier, so they came to me in like a few days. But I bought like a nude pair and a white pair, so I plan to wear them a lot when I go camping or just like out and about, because they are cushy and comfortable. And I don't have super wide feet, but I did get the wide one just because your feet do swell, especially if you're walking around lots. So I couldn't resist that. I should not need any more sandals or anything for summer. So that is why that account went down $55. I don't think I took out 60. I think they were like, yeah, $30 each, but I think I just covered the extra 5 in my spending or something like that. So next up is technology, which is a high priority. So this at the end of December had $503.47, because I do earn a little bit of interest in here. So there was some changes. I did take money out of my furniture sinking fund, because technology was a priority, and getting that built up is more of a priority than furniture. I don't need any right now. It would be furniture for a new place. So I did take money out, and I did put $200 into my online account from furniture, so I just transferred it. So in my bank account, I have $700, but I actually have a little bit of interest in there as well. So I actually have $703.89, and in cash we have 10, 20, 30, 45. So we actually have $748.89 in there. The first goal is to get this to $800, which should be achieved actually, hopefully, I think by the end of March, which would be great. This was meant for a new phone, maybe not like a brand new phone, but a newer phone. And I might actually decide to just replace the battery. I did look it up, and there is an authorized dealer that does that. And I think it's about $150. So I've considered doing that, as that's really the only main issue. I mean, yes, storage. I didn't get one with a lot of storage, and now I do need more storage, but you know what, I make it work. So that's what I might do, but that's the first goal. So that is up $245.42. So yeah, some of these are going to go up and some of these are going to go down, just due to kind of honing in on priorities. So gifts at the end of December. So this is gifts for like Mother's Day, Father's Day, birthdays. Like if I had like a baby shower or something to attend, that's where it would come from. It's not a priority until about springtime, but I do have some money in there. So I actually have 10, 15, and 20 in there. So it's up 5, but it will start getting some love probably about March, maybe April time. So giving is next, and at the end of December it had $10 in there. And I actually made a donation to our local food bank this month. So it did get some money from some paychecks. Then it obviously, some of it went to a donation. So I only have $5 in there now. So technically it's down $5 from last month, but it did get money in. Yeah. Next up is emergency fund, which does have some money online. So we do have $100 in the bank, and we have 10, 20, and 30. This is a priority every single paycheck. I take money out. The first goal is obviously to get to 500, but I mean 1,000 would be my goal for the year. I do keep money in my checking account that I could use if I needed to for an emergency. So that is actually up $80, which is great. So that binder is done. Next up, we're going to move into sort of like the annuals, long-term savings, low priority. So first up is home insurance, which is actually my condo insurance. This has been fully funded for a while. I tend to fast track certain things that are annuals quickly, so I know I have the money instead of like every paycheck. I just like to get it done as quickly as possible. I have the money and then I can move on. So home insurance has $375 and has had $375 for quite a while. My renewals is my AAA as well as my vehicle registration, and it has had $200 actually for quite a while, since actually November, because again, I like to fast track. So that has not changed. There's a little bit of change in subscriptions. So subscriptions, I used to have Amazon Prime. I had a student one because I was in post-secondary. And then I have SiriusXM, which last July, so July 2024, I got 2 years at $5 a month, which is what I want to pay, as I listen to it while I work, and I do listen to it in my vehicle while driving, like longer distances. And so my Amazon Prime changed to the regular Amazon Prime. It was supposed to be for the end of this month, and I decided I don't really use Amazon Prime, the movies or anything really that often. I've watched the odd hockey game that Amazon Prime does, like it's on Monday nights, but very, very rarely. And I don't order a ton through Amazon. So like, yes, the Prime free shipping is great, but like I don't do subscribe and save. I don't purchase on there quite regularly. So I've decided to get rid of the membership because it was going to be $100 plus tax. If I want to do it for 1 month, then I will just sign up for a month, do what I need to do in that month, and then get rid of it. So I actually did have $50 in here because I thought I was still on the student membership. I couldn't remember, and it didn't give me good details. So I put money in here, but I did take money out. So I've actually saved enough for the $60. So 20, 40, 50, 60 that I will need to put towards my credit card for my exam in July. So that is technically fully funded. And so it's up $10, but that's what I've decided to do at this time. It might change in the future. If in the future I decide I want Amazon, then I will save a year for it. So next up is health. So this is like a health buffer. So this is I do have coverage through work. I do get reimbursed on most things up to a certain dollar amount. So this is just in case something maybe later in the year when I tend to not be reimbursed occurs, or just to have it as a nice buffer. So at the end of December, I had $80 in here, and we have 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90, 95, and 100. So we are up 20 in here, and that is right. And so the goal, yes, is to get this up to 150. This tracker, I made $10 each. It's from Budget with Ira, and there's 15 icons. So that is great. Next up is travel, which travel is not a priority for me right now. Just kind of re-examined my priorities, and getting this debt gone is really important. Plus, our Canadian dollar is so weak right now that I'm sorry, I don't want to have to save 1.5 times the amount to go almost anywhere in the US. Flying internationally would be something I'd have to save for years to do, just realistically, because it costs so much to fly from Canada to anywhere. But yeah, I was saving potentially for a trip to the US, and it's just because our dollar is so weak right now that like to have to save 1.5 times, I just don't want to do it right now. So yeah, that's the only reason I'm not saving it has nothing to do with what's going on politically. It's just, yeah, that weak dollar, you know, and flying within my own country is so expensive to fly, like, anywhere is like ridiculous. Don't even get me started. Most of us Canadians will complain that it costs so much to fly within our own country. And you know, usually the flights aren't very long, but it's just so ridiculous. So this is not a priority. It has had nothing, and it still has nothing. So again, furniture did go down, as I had mentioned, just because I was looking at my priorities. So it used to have $400 in here, but now it only has $5. So technically it's down $395, but oh, some of that went towards debt, and again, it helped build up my technology. So rainy day, I haven't done in really actually a very long time. This was kind of like a challenge to help me build up like an extra buffer. I might come back to this at some point. Date night, time for myself. Usually I use this for yoga classes. Had $75 at the end of December, and it should still. So we have 10, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75. Ooh, and some of these fives are like really janky. If I have to deposit them in the bank, I'll have to probably do it with a teller, because sometimes that money machine doesn't, it spits them back out if it doesn't like them. So there's been no change there, which is great. I haven't decided if I'm signing up for the yoga class that starts at the end of February or not. We will see. I think that's only $60, so I would have more than enough. Pets, I don't have a pet, but this is for a future goal. Obviously, when I buy a different place, I want to be able to have a pet. So it has had $75 since August, and it continues to have that. Debt payoff, again, was an extra challenge to help put towards debt. It has had nothing and still has nothing. New home. Actually had $60 in here, and I did take out the 60. I haven't cleaned these trackers off, by the way. I need to do that. And I did put this towards debt, as I just felt like, okay, I'm getting so close to the end on this debt. And like, if I could even have it paid off at the beginning of June or the end of May, that would be a huge win, because I was at first kind of last year projecting around August, September. And then as I kind of got closer to the end of the year, it was like, okay, maybe by the end of July. And I've made some money moves that I'm hoping by the end of June, but if not, it would be awesome to have it done sooner. So yeah, that's down $60, but it went to a good cause. So next up is appliances, which has had nothing since the end of December and still has nothing. So that's okay. That's for future appliances. Knock on wood. Hopefully I don't need any for my current place. So I actually do also have 2 binders that I used to use, and I do plan on using in the future, but I haven't used them in a long time. So the first one is the $500 challenge, which is from Iris Budgets. I did complete it a few times in I think early 2024. It is so beautiful. I do plan to use this again in the future. I might use it for like extra mortgage payments, or maybe like a big dump into my retirement account. I will see. That's for a future me. Save All You Want is from Gail at Budget With Me 24/7. Last year I did complete it twice. You can put however much you want in here. I haven't used it in quite a while, but I do plan to use it again in the future. These are both super well made. Everything I always use is linked down below. So that has had nothing. So last but certainly not least, we have month ahead. So it's been my goal to get a month ahead in my bills for when I move, because I plan to sell my place while living in a new place. Well, that's the goal anyways, is to purchase a new place and then sell my condo. So I've been trying to save a month ahead on sort of like the regular bills, so that I could just use that money to pay for the bills instead of having to use my paycheck. So we have $60 in cell phone, and cell phone, I might be having to increase my bill a little bit. I get a discount because of the organization I work for through the telecom company, but that might be changing. They might be going to a different one, and I don't like the one they're going to, so I've looked into it. I'm going to wait until I absolutely have to change it, but it will probably cost me about $10 more a month, which sucks because in Canada, we don't have a ton of competition for telecom services. So like internet, cable, and cell phones. There's kind of the big 3. And yeah, you're kind of stuck with choosing one of them. So gas would be like obviously gas for my vehicle, which has 60. Car insurance, which is just a little over $80, but I have $80 in there. It's like 82, just shy of 82, so $2 my bank account could eat. $100 for groceries, just, you know, obviously moving, you know, you're probably gonna eat, I'm probably eat down my freezer, maybe need to stock up on some stuff. Again, maybe like if there was a good sale on some pantry items. So yeah, property tax, which I will need to start increasing because my city has decided to charge an exorbitant increase on property taxes, and I thought I was saving enough, and I might not have. We'll see what happens in June when I have to pay it. Fingers crossed I have saved enough, but I might need to up that by about 20 bucks. But so far it has 120 in there. And we are working on the internet, which is internet and cable, which I think should have 140, but let's double check. So we do. We have 100 in the bank and 20 and 40. So altogether we have 560 a month ahead, which is really great. I'm super proud of that. And that the end of December that had 480, so it is up to $80. I put $40 a paycheck towards that account. I do $40 a month, $40 a paycheck to help build that up. So that is great. So that is it. That is all. That's all my online as well as my physical binders. So at the end of December, I had $3,504.86 across all of my different categories. And at the end of January, I have $3,589.75. So I'm up just shy of $85, which is great. Yes, again, some are fluctuating. Some go up, some go down. That's the reason for sinking funds, is that you can spend the money. You have it there when you need to pay something like an annual bill. So I'm never... and this is not including, I do save for my property taxes. I never include that. And I do have a checking amount in my checking account. So this is not the only money that I have, but to have just shy of $3,600 is just, it always blows me away when I do these and just reminds me why I need to continue to do this. Even when I'm debt free, I'm going to, the way my brain works is, if I had a big pot of money, like in my checking account, there would be times where I would be very tempted to spend money. Even if I know that like I'm gonna need to save for something in the future. So, you know, like if, like there was a really good sale on at, say, like the Hudson's Bay, which is a huge department store in Canada, I'll say on clothes, I would be tempted to maybe spend quite a bit of money because I'd have this big pot of money. Whereas if I have X amount allocated for clothing, like if I wanted to spend that and go over, I would know that, if that makes sense. Like if I say wanted to spend $100 on clothing and I only had $50 in my sinking fund, I would have to determine whether taking that $50 from either my spending or my checking would be worth it or not. So it just makes me think a little bit more before I make a purchase, if that makes sense. So yeah, I'm super happy with that. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope that you'll like this video, as it lets YouTube know that this is content that people enjoy watching. And I will catch you on the next video, which will be cash stuffing my February 5th paycheck, which is my first paycheck of February. So yeah, bye everybody.